Okay. So this is regarding unit 4, right? So we are starting with the 3G, 4G mobile system. That is a mobile video transmission which has been there. Now see, as I said that the concept of IPTV and the concept of 3G, 4G mobile TV or video broadcasting is going to be one and the same. But first we'll go through what are the different features which are being used for the transmission of the that is the videos which are being there. So this is a live, or we'll say a data which has been transmitted over the 3G lines, or it is a 4G line, that is third generation or fourth generation mobile transmission which we are going to go through. Now see, the mobile transmission started with first generation, then it is going to be second, then it is 2.5G, then it is 3G and 4G, and now it is 5G, correct? So there are 6 generations which we have seen in mobile transmission. First generation used FM modulation for transmission of your audio data, because it was only the audio data which was being transmitted. Second, that is 2G used, that is your QPSK for transmission. Data rate was increased there. Some services, additional services, that is mobile services, were added to it. 2.5G was the audio data transmission, which again used the QPSK transmission, and it was that is 2.5G, which was used for audio as well as for the data transmission. So we had two different, that is the antennas which are being used for 2G, sorry, for 2.5G, and that is data and audio data, correct? So it is only voice data which has been transmitted, and it is only data which has been transmitted. If you have heard about DO and VO, that is DO is nothing but data only, and VO is nothing but voice only. So 2.5G was specifically used for VO only, that is voice only data transmission, correct? Sorry, voice data transmission only. And for the data, like we said, that is the internet data which we are using. This has been used by data only. Like specifically, if you want to give an example of the modems which we are using, right? The Wi-Fi modems which are using, you can say the Reliance, that is Geo, which are using, or it's a Airtel, that is the dongle which are using. So these are related to data only. Correct? These are related to data only, but using different apps, you can that is, you can hear the voice on these particular devices itself. Like if I use Skype, that is app, I can hear the video on whom, that is the access which I'm using from my dongle itself, right? So it's restricted data transmission which is going to be used by this particular dongles itself, right? So it's data only, or it is voice only that is being used, right? So on 2.5G was specifically used for voice only. Then from 3G, it started with voice and data combined on one network itself. So it's a multi-streaming, that is the transmission which has been used. Now, what is the video resolution which has been used? So it's a high definition, that is transmission which is going to be done, and hence you can see is 1080p. That is progressive scanning which has been used with a that is line frequency of 50 hertz or 60 hertz, and we say frame rate of 25, 30 or 24 frames per seconds which are being used for transmission. Are you getting this? So it is 1080. So it's a that is the second, we'll say, that is multiplying factor which has been used for video, that is a standard. So you have P, that is the progressive scanning, 50 hertz line or 60 hertz line, 25 frames per second or 30 frames per second or 24 frames per second. So this is nothing but, this describes. Second line is second resolution is 1080 interlaced scanning with 50 hertz or 60 hertz. Again you have 720, that is progressive scanning, again 50 hertz, 60 hertz, 25 frames or 30 frames. And the standards which are being used is the PAL standard and the NTSC standards which are being used for transmission. Is it clear? So it's a modulation process which is going to be different for NTSC, modulation process which is going to be different for PAL system. So if you do refer this, because see the color that is a transmission which has been there for PAL system is going to be different. The colors which are used for NTSC CCAM system is going to be different. So bandwidths which are being related to color data, chroma data we call it as, are going to be different for the PAL system, for the NTSC and the CCAM, and hence it needs to be specified that is which system you are using, because as per that your television set which has been used will be different. The chroma decoder IC which has been used will be dependent on these particular standards which has been there. That is a PAL standard or it is a NTSC standard which has been used. So your television set will be designed specifically for a PAL system. Your television set will be designed specifically for the NTSC system. Is it clear? So that is what you call it as a PAL system or the NTSC system. Next, what you have is the video input. That is how you are taking the video input itself. So it's a high definition multimedia interface, or it is a serial digital interface that has been used, which has been there for the video. So it's a high standard, that is the videos, that is a resolution itself is high, and hence it is either serial digital data which has been taken, or it's a high definition data media interface. See, HDMI cables, SDI cables, if you do remember, that is if you have seen them, you can see the HDMI cable is different, the SDI cable is nothing but different, serial data cable is nothing but different, and HDMI cable is nothing but different. You can give an example of that is the ports which are connected from the computers to your monitors which are being there. So these are the serial data interfaces, that is cables which we call it as, if you do remember, serial data cable. So this is nothing but what we call it as a serial, but it is a digital data interface. Previously when we used, it was an analog data which was been there. So serial analog data interfaces which were being used, but this is nothing but the serial digital data interface. High definition interface is going to be again different. Why? Because the resolution is very much high. Data rate changes regarding the HDMI. Do remember that. Data rate is going to change the number of address lines or number of data lines through the processors which are coming out from the processor to be displayed on the display are going to be different, because that interface does matter. From whom? From where? From the processor to the display. So it is going to be that is the number of lines which are being we'll say data lines or address lines do matters over here, right? Because it may be a 64-bit processor which are using, it may be a 32-bit processor you are using, it is nothing but 16-bit processor. So depending on these particular processors also, the data lines do changes. On the data rate also, the data lines are going to change for. So it is HDMI cable or SDI cable which does matter, that is as the video input, correct? Then there are going to be the different that is the video formats which are been there. The video inputs or the video formats is nothing but one and the same itself. So you can say that it is a third, that is high definition, or it is a serial data, that is the formats which are being used by. Then it is a video encoder, that is your MPEG encoder which has been used, and it is H.264 encoder, which is a audio video high profile encoders which are coding techniques which are being used by. We have done the that is specifications of features of this video compression technique itself. It is similar to the MPEG 4 compression technique which is being used by. So see, video streaming when is been done by using 3G or 4G, the bandwidth is intensive. Bandwidth is intensive. Why? Because the data rate is high, bandwidth itself is going to be high. There is one relation between the data rate and bandwidth. Your bandwidth is usually half the data rate which has been there. So if your data rate is increasing, your bandwidth itself is going to be increasing. But as you say, it's a high definition videos you are using, your bandwidth itself is going to be very much high. Why? Because see, it is 1080p, that is HD standard which are using for transmission, right? And hence the bandwidth is going to be intensive, that is very much high which has been required. And it is always difficult to stream and broadcast these live events on the, that is the 3G lines which are being live, right? So we are using either the 3G lines or we are using the 4G, that is the LTE system which has been there. What do you mean by LTE? It is a long-term evolution standard which has been used. Okay, what we call it as the long-term evolution standard. It is a next standard of we'll say 3G. Extension of 3G is nothing but your 4G, and it is nothing but what we call it as a long-term evolution. And it is what I have specified is here. It is a standard for wireless broadcasting which has been used for mobile devices itself, restricted for mobile. So it is wireless broadband communication standard which has been used for whom? That is mobile. Now see, broadband is nothing but again bandwidth is going to be high. Wide band, broadband system, narrow band system. So you differentiate between these particular terms. So it does matter with broadband, it does matter with narrow band, it does matter with the that is wide band system. So you can say wide band and broadband is nothing but one and the same, but we'll have wide band, narrow band, and more than wide band is nothing but the broadband, that is the system. When I say broadband, it is nothing but the ultra high frequencies in which the transmission is going to be done. Either it is VHF or it is that is very high frequency transmission. It is the ultra high frequency transmission bands which are used for transmitting the signal data, right? So it is 4G LTE live streaming techniques with good compression and good signal strengths which are being used. Currently, it is H.264 widely adopted encoding technique that is being used for compression, and it is known as HEVC, which has been used. What do you mean by HEVC? See, again, I have put here. It is a high efficiency video encoding technique. Okay, it is a high efficiency encoding technique, and for the that is modern age, we are using this particular compression technique, that is H.264 as the compression technique which has been used. So it is a, as I said, that it is MPEG H, that is part 2. MPEG H is again high definition, that is the compression techniques which are being applied for, or it is specifically been applied for the handheld devices. Okay, H stands for handheld devices, and hence it has been the compression techniques which is used for your mobile, that is a mobile stations. The users, or we our cellular cells, or our mobiles are nothing but called as mobile station. If you are aware, you are learning that is mobile communication also. So it's a switching center, it is a mobile station, then it is a base station. These are the different concepts which are being used in your mobile communication itself, right? So you have that is, it's a high efficiency video encoding technique which has been here, which has been used, and it is a compression technique specifically used for MPEG, that is H compression technique which has been there. So this is specifically the standard, or we say the features which are being used for 4G or 3G, that is a video transmissions which are been there. So with these features, it's easy to understand what a 4G or 3G transmission system could be, correct? So we'll have the live transmissions which are going to be done, or we'll have the sports, the news, or other live data which has been transmitted by using a satellite system, that is KSAT, or it's a K-band satellite system. Now KSAT is rather called as a Karnataka satellite system because it is used in from where? From Bangalore. So it's rather it's the KSAT satellite system which has been used. So the transmission, that is a video transmission from these locations, is being done by using outside broadcast trucks which are being there, right? As I said, it's a vehicle which has been used. If it's a cricket match, we say that this vehicle is placed outside the stadium, and from there the live transmission is going to be done. So these are nothing but the outside broadcast trucks which are being used to transmit the data, that is broadcast the data, where to the center, that is the head end system, and from there the head end system will go that is to the server, and from the server then it is going to go to the satellite, and from there then it will be broadcasted to the users itself. So yeah, live 3G or 4G, that is data is that is now gaining the popularity due to whom? That is the cost which has been related, that is the cost is very much less. Reliability is there on this particular data because errors are less. That is why we call it as a reliable system. Compression is very good, that is the benefits which are getting. Bitrate is nothing but very much high, and hence we'll say that the bandwidth required is nothing but very much high. But we can also rely on quality of the data. We can rely on the correctness of the data by using this particular systems, right? So this is, you can say, a conceptual block diagram of the 3G 4G transmission system. So what you have is CRC is nothing but cyclic redundancy check error. That is, you have done in ITCT cyclic code itself. That is to we have polynomials which you multiply together, correct? Gx is equal to m of x into p of x, and that is your generator polynomial is equal to that is data polynomial multiplied by the parity polynomial which has been used, right? So you find out that is or rather I said it in different way, that is c of x code polynomial is going to be g of x into m of x, right? So that is generator polynomial multiplied by the data polynomial, and we generate a code that is by using this that is a polynomial multiplication, and what we call it as a CRC code. That is a cyclic redundancy check codes which are being used for checking some errors, right? Then there is a segmentation of the data, that is breaking up of the data which has been done, that is frame wise we'll say cutting of the data which has been done. Then it is again channel coding techniques which are being applied. See, the data is coming from a CD, maybe the data is live. So when it is coming from the CD, the data is written already on the CD. So when you are writing the data, these CRC check codings are being applied itself, as well as we have the compression also techniques which are being applied, right? So maybe raw data which has been coming from whom, that is maybe from the recorded data, or it may be the live data which has been transmitted. So that does matter. And hence see maybe you say that the CRC is also a channel coding technique, and once again you are using a channel coding technique, right? So it's a we'll say live data will be applying the channel coding later, but if it is a recorded data, the data is already encoded by using the CRC. So specifically when the data is in a CD, that is a compact disk, we use the CRC check, right? So if you have played sometimes your CDs on your that is your laptops, and if it's unable to read the data, then it may be displaying an that is error, that is a CRC error. That is it is unable to check the errors on the CD, and hence unable to that is decode your CD data for you itself, right? So uh, uh, for sometimes, that is for live data, you have channel coding applied later, but for recorded data we need CRC check which is going to be there itself. So segmented data, channel coding, rate matching. Now see, uh, rate at which the data is been recorded and data at which the data is been transmitted is going to be higher, and hence there is a rate matching also which has to be done. If less data, then there is going to be a padding of data which has been done itself, right? That is multiple zeros will be added at the end, and the data is nothing but that is data rate is nothing but matched itself. Then scrambling on the data is going to be done. We know what is scrambling. Then it is a modulation technique. As I said, it is a QPSK or it's a QM256 modulation technique. It's a mobile coding schemes which are being used. Okay, mobile coding pro schemes which are being used. So it's a mobile coding scheme, and the mobile coding scheme is nothing but either QPSK or it is a QM schemes which are being used. So pro is nothing but advanced coding techniques which are being applied, right? We have a layer mapping. Now see, when the data goes from the physical layer to the network layer, then it goes to your transport layer and so on. So there is a layer mapping again which has to be done there, because the data rate from one layer to the other layer goes on changing, and hence this is nothing but what we call it as a layer, or we'll say some standards which are being further used for transmission has to be matched with the data rates which are IEEE standard, for example, for a protocoling which has been used. Example, IPTV, 3G, 4G, we do use the IEEE standards, right? So these IEEE standards, when are being used, there has to be some layer matching which has to be done. That is a data rate matching which has to be done. And hence it's nothing but what we use as a layer mapping. The data is again coded mapped, and again transmitted. So it's a FBMC which has been used here. Now, what do you mean by FBMC? I have written here. It is a filter bank multi-carrier system which has been there. It is a development of an OFDM system which is using multiple system, that is a filters, and the data is being transmitted on multiple carriers. Okay, data is being transmitted on multiple carriers. So this is what we call it as a FBMC. So multi-carrier is nothing but the spectrum saving technique which has been used, and hence we call it as a multi-carrier system which has been there. uh, uh, these are specifically applied wherever you are using the DSP processes, correct? So DSP processing techniques, we do apply this particular filter bank technique which has been used. That is what we call it as a filter bank multi-carrier system which has been there, FBMC system which has been used by. So this is a conceptual block diagram of your 3G system. Uh, that is live data transmission. So see, though the PPTs are nothing but less, but we have gone through the data, that is the theory, that is much of the theory itself. So this is all about from my side. If you want